Alright, hello class. We're on the road, in the car. I have 3 new hats and 3 new Cubs hats to show you. Well, 2.5, I guess. One of them I had to do an exchange on for sizing, because what I got originally, it fit well before, but it doesn't. Anyways, so I'm gonna get into. It's 1 lids pickup. Well, that was the exchange, and then 2 new hats from Dick's Sporting Goods. If you can see that in the background while I'm driving away to go home, dinner. Well, leftover pulled pork that Mom and Nina made. Anyways, so let's start with the exchanged hat. It's in a bag that I brought from home. It's been raining out, so I didn't want to get the one that I was going to return all wet. It's because I'm waiting for the spread light here. Anyways, there we go. It goes green. So this hat, when I originally got it, it was so fresh that when I asked them, they're like, "Oh yeah, that one's still in the box. Actually, we have to take it out for the display." So I got it exchanged out, but this is the pinstripe, the lids pinstripe collection with the kind of like the off-white and the side patch gray UV, and they have plenty of versions out there. I think every team has at least two models, 2 different hats. I know that for the Cubs, excuse me, there's this 90s one, well, 90s side patch, but 80s front logo. There's this one, and then there's, I wonder if that's my dad. No, it's not that. It's not the same blue. Anyways, and there's like a retro, I think like 1908 C that they used in black. Anyways, so this one for sure was a must grab when I saw it on the Lids Instagram page, that they actually are getting a little bit better with announcing their own product themselves before other people see it, and then they let everyone else do it for them. I mean, I guess that's kind of genius marketing, that you don't necessarily have to do it yourself. You let the people do it for you. But still, it's nice that Lids would do their own advertising and announcing and release dates like that. Did I turn red? So this one for sure was a must-get hat, and this one pretty high up in the hats for the year, top 10 for sure. I mean, for sure the collection is top 10 worthy. The hat itself, I mean, I'm a Cubs fan, so I'm biased, and I have a shit ton of other Cubs hats that are like in my ranking that I kind of keep up with when I get new hats. There's 3 levels. I use my Excel spreadsheet. There's like a red, yellow, and green cell color system. So red is, you get a 1 ranking, like, okay, pretty good. 2 is like, hey, it's gonna turn from head. It's gonna be noticeable. It's not too bad actually. It's really good. And then 3, of course, is like, this is really good. It's fantastic. And then there's some that I've given a 4, just because it's over the precipice of a 3. So this is for sure a 3. We'll see if it's 4 worthy. Maybe 3.5. Anyways. Okay, so the other hats. Now, is this hat, if Lids HD picks up this collection, which I'm going to guess they will at some point, I'm sure by the end of August, if not by mid-September for sure. Because that's what they did with the Ocean Drive. Yeah, or whichever Ocean hat that they made, the navy and the peach UV. And they've done that before with other collections. So, the other hats come from Dick's Sporting Goods. And Dick's was the only place that had this hat in store. So I had to get it. Well, I was by the Woodfield Mall. There's a Dick's in Schaumburg area by Woodfield as well. So had to go for it. But before we get to that hat, here are the dad hats, City Connect style. This is 47 brand City Connect dad hats, a 47 brand cleanup style to be more specific. That's their strap back, and one of my favorite hat styles personally. They're, I would say, just as comfortable, maybe a little bit more comfortable than a 5950, but of course that's controversial, but that's because no one else can, or most other people can't look as cool in a dad hat like I can. Okay, so initially, yeah, it wasn't fitting me, but hey, it's adjustable. I can fix that. Now it's the similar design to what they have for the on-field hats. It's just that the colors are reversed, so it's cool though. I've seen other Chicago stores, Country Sports, Sports World 165. I have two hats from Sports World for kind of its own. And I have some Sports World hats that do their own version of a City Connect. Infield, outfield, as they called it. Which those were for sure my top 5. Those got 4s anyways. This one's got a little side patch. The patch that they use on the jersey. Sorry. The Y emblem, the wolf point as they call it, where the Chicago and Illinois River meet. So that's a cool thing. But I've seen other 47 brand hats where they've had like other like colored UVs, for not just for Cubs but just for City Connect hats in general. That 47 brand does a better job at it than New Era does. Granted, I can understand that New Era has the on-field licensing and they keep the black UV. Yeah, I know that some of the hats have had added side patches, but not too many of them. But all of them are a black UV. I understand both sides of it's still an on-field hat, so not a holiday on-field hat like you see for Mother's Day or Father's Day or 4th of July, where sometimes you'll see different, or Memorial Day, you'll see different color or different UV designs. So it's still like a regular, on-field that they might want to use the black color for, but also the idea that, it'd be more fun to have like a different color, not because of what the hat fitted world has done with fashion hats, adding the color UVs. It's more of just being fun just because it's different. So not because of anything with necessarily the fitted community, but it's fun, it's different. Anyways, but I know that there are other ones out there with other side patches, but those are the captain hats with their snapbacks, and they don't always fit my head too well. So that's why I like the material isn't as great. So I love the cotton 47 brand cleanup hats. So that's why I got this one. Also, before I go any further, I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Liz. Now, before we go any further, I want to give a shout out to Liz and a compliment to the one lady. I don't know her name. Maybe it's on the email receipt that I got, but I'll have to check my email for that. Liz, you listened to me. You finally listened. Well, I mean, it's been a while. I think you guys listened to me once, but you listened to one of my points that I made, that you needed to bring back email receipts. So thank you. I mean, I did get that notice when I originally made my that Cubs hat in State Street downtown. That she said, "Oh, you'll be getting the an email receipt." Really? She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, wow, they finally brought that back. So thank you, Liz, for listening to me. Email communication is so key that email is very vital in the process of consumerism now. That it gives communication and it keeps records better. Because plenty of times I've had customers, from my experience at Best Buy, that, oh, I don't have the receipt with me. That's fine. We'll look it up by your phone number. Or I have a receipt that was emailed to me because I made that as my preference when making purchases. So it is back. Maybe it's Lid's way of going green, which is also a good idea, which would be a little bit more impactful. But thank you for listening to me. I'll take the credit for that one. So the next one, last one here, that was only at Dick's Sporting Goods. That is Monday the 8th, and Thursday. I mean, they've been leaked out, I guess, or I mean, I'd seen these before in Dick's Sporting Goods and I didn't really think anything of it. But then seeing today how on sportslogo.net, Uniform Watch, Uniwatch, MLB Shop, all the other places that, hey, we're releasing the Cubs and Cincinnati Reds Field of Dreams apparel, the hats and the jerseys, and we're gonna show off the helmets too. And like, wait, but the game's going to be the Thursday, the same week that you're making the big announcement. So unless you can get to a physical store, which I did, you're not gonna really have a chance to get those hats if you order them online. That's very poor planning and coordinating on the side of MLB. So this one, I've seen this logo before, and when I originally saw it, I said to myself, I've seen this before. Now, seeing it in hand, it's a little bit different than what I've seen before, but it's very similar. It's just a difference in the saturation and the darkness level in the navy. This one is a little bit lighter than what I've seen in the past, and this one is a black UV for on-field compared to the green UV that I've had with previous Hat Club hats that I bought before with that logo. Which reminds me, okay, so now that I'm parked, the hat is in a different era than the jersey is. And I'll put up a picture of the jersey. And I've seen the jersey before. Actually, I have a pretty... It's a similar-ish looking jersey, but it's not the right looking jersey to match with that era. That one, I believe, was 1930 or 1932 jersey inspiration that they did. And the hat came from, I want to say 1914, because I know that between 1908 and 1914 they had the emblem of the bear with a bat, and one version it had the C around it, and the other didn't. So I don't remember off the top of my head, to be honest, what year those were, and just like asking a Yankees fan, well, what's the difference with the logos between these different years? I don't know. or a Reds fan. So this one is a good fit. I'm gonna bend the brim a little bit when I get home with some steam. This one is China polyester, on-field official cap, engineered exclusively for MLB players, and it would have been nice if it was a green UV instead. I can't remember if the hats last year were the different colors for the Yankees and White Sox. And on the back, the Batterman is, doesn't matter if it's raised or flattened, you dipwads. Some of you don't even watch baseball. It's on the back of your head anyways, who gives a shit? But it's the regular navy and red Herman Killebrew logo. But going back with the jersey and so I'd seen the hat before, and the jersey was new today. Now, for me, initially, hey, that looks really cool. It's combining Cubs history. But then you think about it, it's like, wait, I've seen some other comments online through through Facebook or through Instagram, and it's like, they're matching the different decades. Where you have the Reds using, I believe it's the 1917 or the 1910s iteration. Should be 1917. I'll correct myself in post-production later. Point is, it's the same thing. It's the same uniform. Where the Cubs it works, but it's just kind of odd. Like, it's matching, it's crossing over. I guess it's cool, it works, but continuity has been pretty altered. So I'll double check to see if the Yankees and the White Sox did have green UVs, because if they did, then we really got robbed this year. I understand why they have a black UV, because it's engineered for players, and my hope is one day to interview with a MLB player and ask them how well black actually works, or maybe ask someone up in New Era, maybe someone who designed it through MLB. That's the hope one day. Anyways, but for these special games, because they're trying to reach out to a different audience, it makes a lot of sense to have more fun with the hats then. To have some kind of retro look that doesn't really look current in any way, and this makes it look current. So not really a fan of I understand black for every other game pretty much, but for these special one-time events, like the Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, I don't say they didn't say 4th of July this year, but in the past you might have seen it. Memorial Day maybe. They've done something fun, they've done something different with the UV. So, I mean, now to think about it too, the batting practice and spring training hats are gray UVs, and they wear those quite often. Not during the games, but before games, or during spring training games. So, kind of odd there. Now, I did get the Navy White Sox hat from 2020 when they were supposed to do the original Field of Dreams game, but it got canceled with COVID. I never got the one with the stripes on it, which I do regret. But with the Field of Dreams game this year, as much as I, love my Cubbies, it is not the same. Last year's game was perfect. Last year's Field of Dreams game was Hollywood perfect. You had Kevin Costner bringing the players on the field, or giving his prologue speech, and turns around, and then the players come out of the corn. It was so fucking epic. I mean, for any baseball fan, you had to shed a tear of joy that it came full circle, that it happened in real life. It came from the corn. I remember watching the game with my mom before I went out with a friend from college who's also a White Sox fan, and pretty sure he had on one of the White Sox hats, the Navy one. But we were watching the game at going back. With my mom, we were watching the game, and she's a big baseball fan. Always said that Cal Ripken Jr. was her boyfriend. George Brett was a close second, and Frank Thomas was her other favorite player. And watching, I've been to the Field of Dreams before. I've been there before when I was probably like anywhere from 8 to 10 years old, and it was a cool experience. I probably didn't really grasp what it really was back then, unlike compared to now, where I would really appreciate what it would be. And watching them come out of the corn, the field like that, just full circle, beautiful, perfect. And even though there's no crying in baseball, for that one moment, and for when the Cubs won the World Series in 2016, it's okay to cry. Because it's for joy, it's for nostalgia. So if you watched that and didn't shed a tear of joy, I can't tell you what to say. I would really have to question your baseball fandom. And then the other part was the Field of Dreams game. I mean, both teams, both Yankees and White Sox, were really good teams. It wasn't like, oh, it's just, nostalgia purposes. It's like, oh, okay, just because that the teams were there in the movie, we're gonna just put them into the game too, and whatever happens. It was a good game. Great players on both sides, and Tim Anderson walked it off. It was so fucking epic. So it was really, really cool for the White Sox to win it like that, to walk it off. I mean, everyone was wondering about the home run balls going in the corn, and for that last ball to go in the cornfield for a walk-off, that ball's got to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Epic. It was epic. All right, so let me know in the comments down below if you're going to be watching the Field of Dreams game, if you have any other thoughts about the apparel, the hats for either team, the jerseys for either team, the whole uniforms. Glad I'll be able to see Hap and Contreras in those Field of Dreams game uniforms. And comment down below also your thoughts on how well 47 brand does with City Connect hats instead of New Era. Remember, 47 brand or nothing is in your hand. And your thoughts on the pinstripe lids collection. So that's all we got today. Join the classroom. Hope I've earned your interest. Subscribe. And as always, hats off to you for watching. I'll see you next time in class, everyone. Class is dismissed. Bye, everyone.